Yep. Me intro?
Sure.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are going to talk about MURPH today. MURPH is coming up super fast. Kind of snuck up on me.
Yeah, well, because we've all been
talking about it, but
sitting at home.
Yeah.
Time flies.
I haven't been sitting at home. I've been working out.
Well, but then what?
I haven't been doing MURPH.
No, I just mean have all this time. It goes by really quickly.
Yes. So, MURPH. So we're looking at, what's the date?
25th.
25th is Memorial Day.
Yeah.
We're looking at doing MURPH here the 23rd. That's a Saturday. Normally do it on a Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the Monday, because everybody's drinking beer and grilling hamburgers and stuff. So
Yep.
That's what I'm going to be doing. So Saturday. Yeah. So what is MURPH?
It's a workout.
Right there. Yeah.
No, what's the movie?
Okay, MURPH. Yeah, so Michael Murphy, Lone Survivor.
Yeah,
it's a movie with Mark Wahlberg. So if you like Mark Wahlberg, it's a good movie. Watch the movie. It kind of explains everything you need to know.
Yeah, and you'll see, the main character isn't Murphy. It's
right. The main character in that is
the guy
Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah, he's the one that actually survived.
He's the lone survivor.
Yeah, and
it tells you the ending in the title.
Yeah, but Michael Murphy is the one who they needed help, and so he went to the top of the mountain and radioed and sacrificed himself because they were all shooting at him.
Yep.
But they couldn't get radio where they were, so he had to go all the way up to the top, sacrifice himself for this. And I think we were talking about this last week, but this is like one of the workouts where this is what this guy used to do all the time.
Yeah. A lot of the Hero WODs. I mean, we've been doing Hero WODs just about every other day at least for a while. And anyway, yeah. So a lot of the Hero WODs, as you do them, you can tell they're like ceremonial almost, like they're written to sort of memorialize someone.
Yeah, it's a certain number based on something in their life or their birthday or
but this one was one that Mike Murphy did a lot.
Yeah, and there's a name
it's called body armor is what he liked to call it, what it was called. The history of the workout's a little gray. We're not certain if he wrote it himself, or if it's something that these Navy SEALs just did. We're not quite sure, but he used to do it like 2 or 3 times a week, which is insane. But whatever. But so when he died, because it was his favorite workout, they renamed it to be the MURPH. Because we do it in honor of the dude. Yeah,
and so obviously one of the most famous ones. So workout is with a vest, 20-pound vest, a mile run, and you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then you do another mile run.
And then you take a long nap.
And then you drink some beer.
Yeah. Yes.
But so if you weren't here last year, we have different modifications for it. We're probably, again, since it's during this whole COVID stuff, we're probably going to do it similar to how we're talking about the first week of classes.
Having waves of people.
Yeah, small waves of people if you want to come in here and do it. So we'll have the exact times when we get closer to the next week. But we got different modifications. So level 2, you're just going to cut it in half.
Yeah.
800, 50, 100, 150, 800, and then there's also a quarter. So if you haven't been working out during this whole thing, you shouldn't go in and try to do full MURPH.
Nope. It's not going to go well for you.
And it's not so much about the workout itself. There's a thing called rhabdo. If you don't work out, you come in and you do too much, your muscles will
hurt yourself,
break down, and you can be pissing Coke-colored, not flavored, Coke-colored urine, and your kidneys can shut down.
Yes.
So don't do that.
Yeah, it's because of the volume. If you do it straight up, and then especially with a vest, your body needs to be conditioned.
Basically,
it's about the endurance and the conditioning aspect of it.
Yeah, what happens is every time we work out, we get rhabdo. So don't get scared of that so much. It's just if your body is not used to the protein that's broken down when you tear down your muscle, it gets overwhelmed. It's like, it's like you haven't drank in a year and you're going to drink a half gallon in an hour, right? You probably
same result.
Fucking die,
same
right?
result, yeah, maybe.
Same shit. If you haven't been working out for months and then you try to come in and do this, and I will say I've been doing this workout for over 10 years. There's a lot of people that will come in. We used to do it at the first gym. We always make people sign a waiver, and then we'd ask them when's the last time that they worked out, and say, oh, I do CrossFit currently. And then there was one lady I remember. She got rhabdo. She was in the hospital and she messaged and told us, but she apologized. She's like, I lied. I hadn't done it in 6 months.
Yeah, so don't lie.
Yeah, so it's like doing the max amount is there's nothing to gain from it. There's always next year. There's always the next time.
Right.
Just be smart.
But there's time when you're watching this. There's time between now and then if you've got 0, you can at least get to like level 1.
Everyone
easily.
Can do level 1.
You could get to level 2. You just need to run some and do the WODs.
Yeah,
you can get ready.
Everyone can do level 1.
It doesn't require months and months of
it doesn't require months of conditioning. But again, if you've been slacking, level 1 or level 2 is probably where you need to be at. Even if you used to come in here and go hard, we're just trying to be realistic because we want you guys to stay safe. Yeah, we're staying safe for COVID, but you also need to stay safe for this. But if you have been working out consistently, it's a great time to try, full MURPH. It's hard.
Full MURPH.
It's tough.
I like the sound of that.
The other thing too is if you don't want to come in, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Take out the pull-ups and just do V-ups instead. Okay, so that is our switch for if you don't have a pull-up bar or if you're not going to come in here that day and do it. So you can still do it at home. You can do it anywhere. It's all body weight.
Mm-hmm. And he's taking mercy on you. I was suggesting we replace it with burpees. You might actually die.
Well, once you do all those burpees and then try to do a push-up.
Yeah, so it's much smarter to do V-ups.
And you want to do MURPH Plus, add in 500 burpees.
Oh my God. No, thank you.
But
at the end. At the end. After the last run, add 500 burpees.
So one thing I wanted to go over prep, post, and strategy. Because a lot of people ask beforehand, like, what should I do? Mm-hmm. And very similar to when you come in here and work out, you probably shouldn't eat, unless you're eating a couple hours before. Yeah. You want to make sure that you digest. You need to make sure the night before you're very hydrated.
Yeah, we really don't want to see your food on the floor either.
Yeah. And you need to be making sure that once you get up, you start drinking water as well. You got to be hydrated for this. We don't know how hot it's going to be yet, but last year it was hot as balls.
Whew, yeah.
And it was rough.
It was rough.
Couldn't breathe at all. I think it was like a spike that week too, where it just finally got super hot. Yeah. So be aware of that. Be smart about that. If you're going to do it at home by yourself, please have someone knowing that you're doing it. So if you come
back from your run, we know what happened.
I'll say this too. There was a guy who was in the military. I think he was in the Marines. He was doing it like a day or two early before he had to go to like basic training or something. So he did it, and he actually passed out on his run. So
I believe it, especially if it's hot.
Yeah, if it's really, really hot.
None of us are used to training in the heat yet.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't hydrated enough. It can definitely happen, especially if you're someone that pushes yourself in workouts. So again, if you're gonna do it, at home, have someone know that you're doing it,
just be smart.
Even if it's level 1. Yeah, just be like, hey, I'm doing this workout. Will you just make sure I'm not dead?
Yeah, come check on me in an hour and a half. Yeah.
So, especially on the runs when you're going somewhere. Yeah, that's the scary and important part.
Yeah, the mile's pretty far. I don't know where you live to. Be careful with the run as well. Yeah, just make sure you plot that out before you take off.
Yeah, you know what's really weird? So I was driving yesterday. 2 guys were running in the middle of the road, and there's a sidewalk, and they didn't move. They didn't move. I had to swerve around them.
Hey, man.
Sorry. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
I've been thinking about that guy all day. I'm like, I wish, not that I should have hit him, but it's like I should have got closer to scare him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Run on the sidewalk. Run on the sidewalks.
Yeah, it's like
it doesn't make sense.
It was a busy street too.
That's a little insane.
Yeah, it was around like Divine Street.
That's crazy. crazy.
Just run in the middle of the road.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry. So post workout, make sure that you do drink water. Don't just go straight into like drinking 12 beers or something like that.
Really?
You can have one, but you gotta hydrate a little bit.
Okay.
Because
I need to readjust my plan.
Yeah. Okay. You're definitely gonna need to eat. Okay. Plan all that stuff out ahead of time. I would wait at least 30 minutes before you try to eat, because especially with how hot it is,
have to. Yeah.
It could, you're still gonna have that feeling. It could come right back up. So if you're like grilling outside, don't go and finish your mile and start eating a cheeseburger.
Definitely need to readjust my plan.
Other things, so strategy, I think going into it, big thing is on the first run that you don't go crazy.
Right. Right.
Especially if you're doing it around people. I think a lot of people like want to come out and go hard.
Yeah. There's literally a video. I'll try to find it, but like 3 CrossFit games ago, they did Murph in the middle. It was in the stadium, and these are CrossFit Games athletes. They're all wearing the vests, and they like bust out and run like the fastest mile they can, and then they come back in the stadium and they just literally like 3 or 4 of them actually had heat strokes and fell out. And, so even the best should not. I mean, it's bad strategy.
Yeah.
Bad strategy. You need to be bad to the bone to be able to pull that one off.
Yeah, Murph is a long workout, right? So if you say your fastest mile is 7 minutes, there's no reason to run a 7-minute mile when you can run like a 9, feel a lot better, right? And then you can come in and start doing pull-ups.
So you got a lot of work to do.
Rather than doing a 7-minute mile and then you're dead, and then you're going to rest about 5 minutes before you can even do any pull-ups, right? So be smart about that. Now, when it comes to doing the pull-ups or V-ups, I think the big thing is come in and try to do as many as you can on your first one. Take about 30 seconds rest.
Right.
Do as much as you can, and then break it up into something that you can do like 3 in a row or 5 in a row, and just do that. Rest 5 or 10 seconds. Go again. That usually is what I see as the best. Typically, when I get around 60 or 70 of them done, I go like one at a time.
Yeah, 60 or 70, you're gonna hit that survival mode.
Yeah, I like, because at a certain point too, it's like you're not gonna be able to do multiples in a row, especially if you're doing pull-ups. So it's not worth resting like 30 seconds to do 3 if you can do 1 and rest like 5 seconds.
Right. Right.
You're gonna just get a lot more done. And then push-ups, go into that.
You're going to hit failure really fast on the push-ups because you just, we can get to the strategy of how to break it down in a second, but regardless, you're going to get failure really fast on push-ups.
Yeah, because your arms are already toast from all the pull-ups
or whatever you just did.
Yeah, and the running, obviously. But, I think what worked best for me is, I think I was doing 5s. I just did 5.
I can see that.
What do you do?
I normally hit 10.
Yeah.
I try to hit 10. My first set, I'll do as many as I can.
Yeah.
Which, good days like 30, after all that shit, and then like 10s. I'll try to maintain that, but it won't last the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
And you start in good form, and then by the time you get to like 100 halfway through, it's just like, I'm on the floor and I'm pushing up. I'm on the floor. You're just trying to get through it.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time push-ups will get ugly.
And remember, if you're doing a full with the vest, you're going to be 20 pounds heavier too.
Yeah.
On top of everything.
Yeah, which makes it a lot tougher on the push-ups. You get to failure a lot quicker than you normally would. But then I would say going into the squats, it should, for most people, be easier.
It's a huge break.
Yeah, because it's kind of the only, besides running, the leg part. But yeah, on those, at least I try to break them up into sets of 30.
Yeah, big sets.
Do 30, rest. But even it's changed over time. It's usually about how hot it is, honestly.
True. Yeah.
Because when I'm really hot, I break it up. If it's not that hot,
you just go for it.
I can go slow. It's not like fast squats. Right. We're not trying to like get 100 done in 2 minutes. Like
right.
Just moving a nice slow pace. So remember that too. Like squats are something that you're not going to burn out like push-ups. So if you slow down, it's like burpees too. A lot of people will do 5 burpees really fast and then they have to rest 30 seconds.
Right.
Where it's like you can do burpees forever, slow.
Yeah, right.
Like same thing with squats. You can keep squatting if you go slow enough, where you keep the burn is the lactic acid buildup. The more oxygen comes in, and it breaks that down, and then you don't have that burn anymore. That's so true. If you go slow enough, it's not going to burn. It'll still suck.
Yeah, it'll take longer.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, usually on that part, anyways, it's about I think it's usually like 15 minutes or something, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to take a while.
Yeah,
15, 20 minutes to get through those.
The push-ups and squats usually just take around the same amount of time.
Usually.
Pull-ups can be faster.
Yeah, hopefully your pull-up game's strong.
Yeah, and then the last run, I mean, usually starting off, your legs are so tired.
It's a run.
Yeah, it's a very slow jog. I would start off slow, walk if you have to. Right. If you're tired from finishing the squats, it's not worth standing in place. You can walk.
Yeah, just keep moving.
Yeah,
get it done.
Just don't walk as much as you can until you feel like you can run again.
Yeah, don't drag it out. You need to get it done. Yeah, you need to get back in and get hydrated.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, while you're doing all these things on the inside, you need to be drinking water. The whole time.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Have a gallon. Don't have like a glass or a cup. You need
just hook the hose up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, if you have a hose, that'd be amazing. You can just spray yourself the whole time.
Yeah, and I usually, every time I've done MURPH since 2014. I think it was the first time. 2013 and 2014 is the first time I did it. I've always had some sort of battle damage after, my hands get ripped up or something afterwards. So just be prepared.
Yeah, and if you're gonna wear a vest, like make sure it's tight on you. You don't want it snug because the pull-ups, it's gonna move. Yeah. The squats, it's gonna move. The running, it's gonna move. A lot of times, if I can't get it tight enough, I'll actually hold on to it.
You want to pull it. Yeah.
And this is a real thing. Like, it will chafe your nipples.
Mm-hmm. Every time.
Yeah. So when you run, you don't want it moving.
No.
Because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
It's bad.
Another big thing too, though, is
the shower after that. It's what's worse.
Oh god, yeah, it's pretty bad. But I know even the ones that have been working out have not been stretching.
Yeah.
And we haven't done anything this long and this hard. So this coming week, you need to prepare yourself. You need to stretch your calves out. You need to do couch stretch. You need to work on your shoulders and your chest because we've been sitting so much, so we're probably rounded a lot more.
We got tech neck going on.
Yeah.
All day.
So you got to make sure that you're preparing yourself ahead of time for that. Mm-hmm. If you haven't ran at all too, you definitely need to do something beforehand. Mm-hmm. It helps. Even just go. Most of our workouts, at least once or twice a week, have like a mile or two jogs. So you should be doing that. If you're not doing that, you need to go out and do some.
Yeah, the workouts we've been dropping, they have runs in them, and they're going to start having some runs in them.
Yeah.
I think this week and into the next week.
Yeah.
So follow along.
Yeah, so follow those. The main thing is be smart. It's a good day to push yourself. Look, like we're getting back in the gym, right? So what better way to motivate yourself? If you can come in and do this shit, you can do anything we do.
Yeah, it's true.
So like,
that's true.
If you can just not puss out with this, you're going to be very successful with coming back and like getting into a rhythm.
Yeah, and again. I know everyone who did MURPH with us last year, I've talked to most people. They set it as another goal for this year.
Yeah.
So you can't let something like this get in your way of one of your goals. And this is like not a very extravagant goal. It's like a year from now I'm going to do the same thing. Like, come on, just dig in a little bit in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, just go for it. Start motivating yourself. Again, we can't do it for you. You got to have that internal motivation of yourself. You got to know that everything's about to get back to somewhat normal. So you don't want to keep bringing yourself down and get out of all the progress you've made. Some of you guys for 3 years of being there.
It's insane.
So Think about that. The other thing I'll say too is a lot of people were scared of this, mostly because like how we're talking right now too. And they did the first one,
and they wanted to do more.
And
I should have done the second one.
It took them like less than 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, then do it again.
Yeah. So if you're not sure either, right? If you're really not sure, plan it out. Do level 1, but do 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Right. And after 2 rounds, if you're just like, I can't, like, I am dead, then stop. But you finish a round, you're good. Go do another round.
Let's talk about that. I don't think we mentioned that. Did you mention the rounds? How to break it into rounds?
No.
Yeah. So let's do that.
Yeah. So like, if you feel like level 1 is where you're supposed to be at, right? 4 rounds of that will equal this. So 1, even breaking into rounds is going to make it a lot easier than just doing.
Right. So this. So the true MURPH is doing it strict. When we say strict, that's the mile, the pull-ups, the push-ups, the squats, the mile, wearing the vest would be straight through. That would be a strict MURPH, I guess.
Yes.
But there are strategies for breaking even that up into smaller rounds. So what was it? 5, 10, 15, or 10, 20, 30?
It's 20 rounds. So the stuff in the middle is you can do 20 rounds of what is it?
It's a workout called Cindy, which is the
5 10
pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. So it's 20 rounds of that.
Yeah. So if you're like, I know I can do level 2.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I can do this all the way through.
Break it in. Break it
into 5, 10, 15.
Yeah.
Do your mile. Do 5, 10, 15, 20 rounds of it, and then another mile. Again, it's going to be a lot easier because by the time you get back to push-ups again, it shouldn't be that hard until maybe about halfway through.
Right.
Versus like 5 seconds into it.
And I know a lot of times you can move faster that way. Like if you don't care about the strict aspect of it, but you want to get through it quicker, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. And like I said, if you're completely confused of where you are, I think just doing level 1. And then if you finish a round, you still feel like you can do more, do another round. Same thing if you're really scared of even running that mile, do level 2. You can do that 2 times. Do once. If it feels good and you feel like you can do more, then do a second round. So there's tons of ways of breaking it down. The ultimate goal is eventually you get to that point where you do a full MURPH.
Yeah, just do it straight with the vest all the way through, crush it. 28 minutes. I'm just kidding. It usually takes me, I don't know, it usually takes me almost an hour. I'm usually right at an hour. I've played with anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes over the 8 years or so I've done it.
Yeah,
where do you normally fall?
Normally around 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's right around where I fell last year. A lot of it has to do with how hot it is.
Yeah, I was super slow last year because it's hot as hail.
Yeah. I feel like we're the most prepared we've ever been because we've only done like 100 hero workouts in a row.
I'm feeling good.
But at the same time, it's if it's a super hot, like today is a very nice day here. Like if we did it today, I feel like I'd definitely beat my time from last year. But it just depends. It depends on how you feel, how much sleep you got, what you eat the last couple of days. Those make a huge difference. And like I said, it's a mental game more than anything. If you're someone trying to go for a faster time than you did last year and you're going to do the same thing, a lot of it's what you do, how you break it down, how much time you're resting. Are you paying attention to the clock? If you're doing it at home, I'd have a clock running just so you can pay attention to your rest. Because when you're doing the push-ups, resting 10 seconds or 15 seconds ain't going to make a difference. You're still going to be weak. Once you've caught your breath for a couple seconds, it ain't going to make a difference. You mentally just have to tell yourself to just go. Like I get to a point in push-ups, usually the last 50 or so, I'm doing one at a time.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I try to do 2 or 3, and sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So it's just that mental pushing yourself and trying to, not the hardest part if you're wanting to do well, which is completing it's doing well, but
yeah.
Is just not allowing yourself to sit.
Yeah. But the key is for me is to remember why we're doing it. I mean, we're doing it on Memorial Day weekend. We're doing it to pay honor to those people like Murph. You probably have family members somewhere in your family. I think we all do it somehow or some way. Or we're related to someone that does, who's just given the ultimate for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is why we do it. So make it a thing. Make it a big thing in your mind. Make it an event. Think about it. Plan for it. Do it. Get excited for it. Do it, and then feel good about doing it and giving the honor where it's due.
Yeah.
You know?
You might have fear going into this, but think about all those people that do go into war and things like that. I mean, you're literally going to die. Like we always joke about it in workouts, but
that's what they're doing. I mean, that's why we do it.
So you can take a little bit of pain, a little bit of fear to give thought and appreciation for everyone that's kind of done this stuff for us.
Yeah, and if you really pay attention, you'll learn something about yourself when you get out of it. You know what I mean? Take note of that stuff. It's important. That's why we do it.
Well, that's it for me.
Awesome. Get your ass ready.
Sounds good.